Okay, so this video is going to describe an FM transmitter that is used along with a cochlear implant to help students within the classroom who have hearing disabilities, give them the ability to hear better in the class, which will help them in turn learn better. So first, I'm just going to start off with a brief background of what is a cochlear implant. So a cochlear implant is a electronic device that is placed into underneath a person's um, scalp, and it helps fix the damaged portion of someone's ear. Cochlear implants are different from hearing aids because cochlear implants help the person actually hear sound, where previously they may not have been able to hear any sound, when compared to a regular traditional hearing aid, which is just basically to amplify sound for people who have hearing difficulties and not so much someone that has a loss of hearing. So when someone gets an internal cochlear implant, they have both a device that's underneath their skin, and then they also have a device that goes into their ear. So a cochlear implant helps to fix the part of the ear known as the cochlear. This is the part that is damaged and is not allowing someone to hear. And when a person receives a cochlear implant, they'll be able to receive sound signals to their brain through the use of an FM transmitter, and also by not using an FM transmitter. The cochlear implant itself sends signals to the brain, which allow the cochlear to receive electrodes, which then pick up on sound signals that are sent to the brain. So this is a video of exactly how a cochlear implant works. It basically just goes through describing what happens when a cochlear implant is implanted into someone's brain, and then how they're going to use it afterwards. So now I want to focus a little bit more on how a cochlear implant can be used as assistive technology in a classroom to help aid someone who has a hearing impairment. So although a cochlear implant can help improve the hearing of a person with a damaged cochlear, they may need additional assistance, especially when in places with many other people. So this is the case for kids with cochlear implants when they're in a classroom in school, and that is the case that I have this current year teaching. I have a student who's hearing disabled and has two cochlear implants, and uses an FM transmitter as another assistive technology so they can hear better in the classroom. FM transmitters are a wonderful assistive technology piece that can help aid a person with a cochlear implant in the classroom. So here's a little picture. That is not me, but that is exactly what I wear every day when I teach my student who's hearing disabled. So what exactly is an FM transmitter? The goal of an FM transmitter is to help improve the speech of a person that is talking so that someone with a cochlear implant can better understand them. So when I'm standing in the front of the room, I'm wearing this FM transmitter that kind of works similar to a microphone, where it doesn't amplify my voice to anyone else in the room but to the person that's wearing the cochlear implant. If you've ever seen a cochlear implant before, it looks similar to a hearing aid, where it kind of wraps behind the person's ear, and then there's something that can click into the cochlear implant that'll help amplify my voice. It gets picked up by the FM transmitter, and it also drowns out any other sound that's going on in the classroom so they can just hear my voice better. So the way that a transmitter works is by improving the sound of the speaker's speech, but also drowning out any background noise so the listener can hear and understand better. Additionally, sometimes people with cochlear implants have issues hearing a person when they're standing behind them or when they're standing on the side of them. So this also helps that issue. So people with cochlear implants can now hear someone when they're behind them if they're wearing an FM transmitter. So here is the cochlear implant right here, and here is the FM transmitter that works as almost a microphone and processes my voice through this little instrument here so that my student can hear me better. So FM transmitters in the classroom. Many teachers who have students with cochlear implants may be given an FM transmitter by the school to wear in class when the student is present. So it is the school's responsibility to provide the student with an FM transmitter, because this is going to enhance his learning and it's going to let him learn best in the classroom. Without the FM transmitter, he needs a lot more modifications in the room. He can't really take notes as best because he can't look and write at the same time, because he has difficulty hearing you because there's so much other noise going on. So this assistive technology device will help the student hear better by amplifying the teacher's voice and transmitting it directly to the cochlear implant. So here's an example of how this would work. So I would be talking, the speech is picked up by the transmitter, which has a microphone in it, and then it's sent to the micro link, which is at the bottom of my student's cochlear implant that wraps behind his ear. That is then transmitted through the cochlear implant and is received by his cochlear, so then he hears my voice better than he would normally. So having an FM transmitter in the classroom is really, really great. So many teachers who wear the FM transmitter in the classroom will usually be given what's called an FM neck loop. The FM neck loop is made up of three main parts. It's the microphone that hangs from your neck, the transmitter, which is hanging around the neck loop, and a receiver that is part of the cochlear implant. So the receiver goes down here where it says accessories connection. That actually the receiver connects onto there. This device, where it says ear hook, wraps around the person with the hearing issues ear, and then this magnet and coil is what is attached to the side of their head, which then attaches to the actual implant that is underneath their scalp. So wearing an FM transmitter will help the student hear you more clearly and will block out any other environmental noise that may distract them. It will also give the student the ability to hear you talk from all over the classroom. So this is important because then you can move around and the student doesn't have to follow you with his eyes to know what you're saying. So it allows you to be able to walk around and the student can still hear everything because it's drowning out all the other noise in the classroom. So there are some things, however, to be aware of. Although the FM transmitter is an excellent assistive technology tool, it must be used properly and certain things must be taken into consideration when using it. One of the big things is that it's important to remember to turn off the FM transmitter or turn the microphone off when you're not using it. And the reason for this is because your student will pick up on anything that you say in the classroom. So if you're trying to have a one-on-one conversation with another student, the other student wearing the cochlear implant is going to pick up on that. So it's very important that you turn your microphone off or you turn off the FM transmitter so that he doesn't pick up on it. It's also important that before you put the FM transmitter on, that you connect it to your student's cochlear implant when you're close by so that he does begin to pick up on your voice and that he's in range when you connect with it. So the FM transmitter has the ability to pick up a signal from pretty far away, which will allow any student to pick up on any conversation you have. So, like I said, it's important to make sure that when you're near the student, your FM transmitter is on, but when you're not near the student and you're not necessarily having a conversation with him or her, and it's not something that you want them to hear or it's something that they don't have to hear, shut the microphone off so it doesn't interrupt maybe his conversation or his thoughts.